What's up everyone, Gamer King Tar Heel back from another episode of Vita Talk where I talk about all things PlayStation Vita. In my last video I kind of talked about Sony's press conference and E3 overall, and I talked a little bit about the PS4. In this video I want to talk specifically about the PS Vita and how it did at E3. So if you watch the press conference, Sony actually leads off with the PlayStation Vita, which is what I thought they would do, and I thought it was a really good sign, or at least a token showing that they cared about the Vita, and they wanted to put the Vita in the forefront in their new Sony ecosystem, and kind of showed a good faith that the PlayStation Vita is in a solid place, and it's still important for them to lead off their big press conference. Ultimately, and unfortunately, that was the highlight of the PlayStation Vita press conference for Sony. But let's go ahead and talk about what they did announce, and one is God of War 1 and 2 HD Collection and the Walking Dead Collection, as well as the expansion pack 400 Days and a Walking Dead PlayStation Vita bundle. It's not that either of these are bad games. I mean, they're all classics, or that they won't translate well over to the PlayStation Vita. I mean, the PSP versions of God of War are some of my favorites in the series. It's just that the majority of gamers could play these games right now if they wanted to. There's nothing really to get excited about. It's not like Final Fantasy X Remastered, where I recently just went ahead and played God of War 1 and 2 when they released the God of War 1 and 2 collection on the PlayStation 3. So Final Fantasy X is a game I'm really looking forward to because I haven't played it since the PS2 days. So there's going to be nostalgia there. There's going to be revisiting all those things. I'm not going to have that with God of War 1 and 2. And The Walking Dead is a game that was just released last year. The new announcements have to be viewed as disappointing to most Vita gamers, but they're especially disappointing when you compare them over to the 3DS side. The 3DS, which already has released Fire Emblem, Monster Hunter, Luigi's Mansion, and Animal Crossing this year, 4 great, high-quality titles. They followed that up with Mario & Luigi's Dream Land, new Pokemon X and Y, which looks amazing, and a actual literal dream title of mine, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past 2, all this calendar year. It really highlights the difference in philosophies that Nintendo and Sony has regarding their portable platforms. Nintendo, the 3DS is their cash cow. It's the one with the largest install base, and they've cultivated a culture where when they release games, it sells millions of copies instantly. Sony, on the other hand, seems to be spending their resources on remastering games over to the Vita and kind of rebranding the Vita as a place where you can take older classical video games and play them on the go. Sony did show off some other stuff that we already knew about. Batman Arkham Origins for the Vita actually looks pretty cool. I'm still not absolutely sold on it, but it is growing on me a little bit, and some big time indie titles like Counter Spy that I'm actually really excited about. The 2 stars of any Vita show this year are of course going to be Tearaway and Killzone Mercenary. When I first saw Tearaway, I looked at it and thought, oh man, that's a nice, cute little title. Cute was the word that I used. And the more I see it, I've watched probably about 45-50 minutes of gameplay on it now, and I'm absolutely just 100% sold on this title. It's got a great pedigree. It's a game designed for the Vita from the ground up by a very quality developer, and it just looks awesome. It looks original, it looks different, and it absolutely is one of the most exciting titles to come on the Vita this year. In most years, Tearaway would probably be my most anticipated title for the Vita in any given year. This year, of course, it belongs to Killzone Mercenary, which every time I see it, I'm just absolutely blown away that it might actually be that AAA first-person shooter that we've all been waiting for. It's one of those titles that the more you see it, the more I try to lower expectations because I'm not quite sure if it's going to be able to jump over that pedestal that I'm putting on right now. But I've watched a bunch of gameplay footage, pretty much everything that I can find on the internet, and every time I see it, I'm absolutely blown away. I recommend all you guys go out and look at it. If you're on the fence about a Vita and you're thinking about picking one up, go look at Killzone Mercenary and just see what's coming around the corner. Sony also talked about the PS Vita's remote play capabilities with the PS4, which to me is a really big feature. As a Wii U early adopter, there aren't a lot of games to play on the Wii U, and in fact, 90% of the time I play my Wii U, it's on the actual tablet. I got a ball game on the TV, and I'm playing new Super Mario Bros. On my tablet, or the wife is watching television, and I'm playing Assassin's Creed 3 on my tablet. It really is a cool feature, but it's the type of feature you may not realize how cool it is until you actually experience it in your own home. Sony stated that the PlayStation Vita is a great companion to the PS4, and this is something that I think Sony really needs to push. It really needs to get its full marketing arm into the public consciousness that the PS Vita is a companion to the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 right now is hotter than anything else in electronics, and it probably will be for the foreseeable future, and this is a great opportunity for Sony to kind of rebrand the Vita and in a sense relaunch the Vita into the public consciousness that if you want the ultimate PlayStation 4 experience, you need to have a PlayStation Vita. Overall, while the specific E3 conference was a bit of a disappointment for Vita gamers, I don't think it's going to be a long-term disappointment. Sony's hinted too much at other big games that are coming, and I truly believe they have other things up their sleeve. I think Sony made a business decision that all of the talk and everything was going to be about the PS4 and the Xbox One and no DRM and used game sales and all that stuff, which it was. And I think they knew that if they released or announced a big time Vita game, things would kind of get lost in the shuffle and people really wouldn't be talking about it. And E3 probably wasn't the time to announce their big new Vita games they've got coming. That might just be blind optimism in my point, but I really hope that some new games are coming for the PlayStation Vita. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed me talking for rambling on for 5+ minutes. Please leave me your comments down below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you're getting a PS4, what you thought about the E3 press conference. And that's it, guys. Have a great week. Take care. Bye.